The champagne glass trembled in my hand, though my knuckles weren't gripping it. My eyes were fixed on my sister, Rhea, the very image of effortless confidence, as she lifted her cocktail and smirked at the crowd. "Thanks for the Hawaii trip, Tarun," she said, her voice light, teasing, but it landed like a knife in the middle of my chest. Laughter rippled around the room, a collective wave that I felt drowning in. I froze, every instinct screaming that something was off, though I tried to rationalize it. Hawaii? Tarun, the man I'd been dating for 3 years? My Tarun? I blinked, hoping I'd misheard, that maybe she was joking, that it was some twisted play on words. But the way she leaned into the joke, the sharp spark of mischief in her eyes, it wasn't a joke. It couldn't be. The party around us swirled in golden light, music pulsing faintly through the walls, the clink of glasses, laughter, conversations, all mundane background noise to the storm building inside me. My heartbeat pounded, erratic, each thump echoing in my ears. I could feel my cheeks flushing, my breath catching in my throat. I wanted to speak, to yell, to demand the truth, but words stuck like stones in my throat. Tarun appeared beside me then, his smile easy, familiar, but something in his eyes. Something. There was a hesitation, a subtle shift in his posture that I hadn't noticed before. My chest tightened. I wanted to look away, to pretend, but I couldn't. I had to see. "Rhea," I said, my voice steadier than I felt. What did you just mean?" She tilted her head, a sly grin playing across her lips. "Oh, come on, don't be so dramatic," she said. Her eyes flicked to Tarun. "You know, just a little thank you for making the trip happen. You're always so generous, aren't you?" The room seemed to constrict around me. Generous? The word echoed in my mind, twisted. A gift? Or something more? My stomach churned violently. I forced myself to speak again, trying to mask the trembling in my voice. "Tarun, what is she talking about?" His eyes darted to mine, and for the first time I saw a crack in his facade. A flash of guilt. My stomach dropped into a pit. He opened his mouth, then closed it, swallowed something heavy I didn't hear. The air between us thickened, dense and suffocating. "Just a trip," he said finally, voice low, avoiding my gaze. "It's nothing, really. Nothing." My mind screamed at him, at her, at the universe. Nothing. But the laughter, the casual smirk, the way she looked at him, nothing? My hands trembled as I gripped my glass tighter, the liquid sloshing dangerously close to the rim. I left the party, the chatter and music fading as I stumbled down the corridor. The walls seemed to close in, and every sound, every laugh, every clink of a glass, was a knife twisting in my chest. I needed air. I needed clarity. I needed the truth. My apartment was quiet when I got home. Too quiet. I sank onto the couch, my mind racing, replaying the moment over and over. The word Hawaii. The smirk. The casual laughter. I wanted to tell myself I was imagining it, that I was overreacting, that Tarun and Rhea were just playing some harmless game. But deep down I knew better. My stomach coiled into itself, nausea mixing with a surge of cold, burning anger. I pulled out my phone, my fingers hovering over Tarun's contact. I wanted to call, to demand an explanation, but I couldn't. Not yet. Instead, I did what I knew I shouldn't. I checked his messages. The texts hit me like bullets. Warm, intimate messages between him and Rhea, filled with inside jokes I wasn't a part of, flirtations that blurred boundaries, and plans I'd never been included in. A photo of the two of them on a beach, smiling at the camera. Their bodies close, intimate, a private world I wasn't invited into. My chest tightened, tears springing unbidden. Betrayal was no longer a shadow. I could see it, hear it, taste it. I dropped the phone. The glass shattered on the floor, spilling golden liquid across the carpet. I didn't care. Nothing mattered except the betrayal twisting in my chest. Tarun had been lying to me, lying to all of us. My sister was complicit. The realization burned like acid, corroding years of trust, love, and loyalty. I felt anger, sharp and hot, boiling over. How could he do this? How could they? And yet, the part of me that loved him, that had trusted him blindly, that had believed in us, hurled itself into denial, into excuses, into dangerous rationalizations. Maybe it wasn't real, maybe it wasn't serious, maybe I was overreacting. I didn't sleep that night. The apartment felt cold, every shadow a reminder, every tick of the clock a hammer pounding the truth into my skull. The next day, I confronted Ria first, seeking answers, seeking the betrayal in human form. She looked at me with that same smug expression. But for the first time there was a flicker of something else, fear, guilt, uncertainty. It's not what you think, she said, voice sharp, defensive. Oh really? I whispered, feeling my own voice break. Because last night it looked exactly like what I think. Her eyes softened, a crack in the armor she always wore. It's complicated, she admitted finally, and the single word tore me apart. Complicated. As if cheating on me with my boyfriend, with my trust, with my love could ever be anything but devastatingly simple. I needed to run. I needed to hear it from him. When I found him later, he avoided my gaze, his hands trembling as he tried to explain, tried to justify. But the words were hollow, lifeless echoes. I wanted to scream, to hit, to demand, anything to release the anger and heartbreak clawing at me. But I only sat, numbed, as the truth settled into the marrow of my bones. The party, the laughter, the smirk, they haunted me. Every happy memory we had together became suspect, every touch, every whisper, every promise now tinged with deceit. I realized then that betrayal isn't just a moment. It's a slow poison, seeping into every corner of your life until nothing feels safe anymore. Weeks later, I saw them together again, this time in a photograph someone posted online. Hawaii, just as she had said. Their smiles radiant, the kind of smiles meant for each other, not for me. My heart clenched. I felt hollow, torn between rage and grief, love and disgust. I wanted revenge, closure, anything to make the hurt stop. But the truth, raw, undeniable and searing, remained. Sometimes love doesn't protect you. Sometimes trust is a fragile thing, shattered by those you thought you knew best. And sometimes the hardest part of betrayal isn't the act itself. It's watching the people you loved most laugh, smile and continue as if nothing has changed, while your world crumbles silently around you. I burned the photographs, deleted their messages, blocked their numbers and walked away. But even now, months later, when I hear laughter, when I see a smirk in the corner of a crowded room, I feel it, the subtle twist of betrayal, the sting of trust broken. And somewhere deep inside, I know that some wounds, no matter how carefully we try to hide them, never fully heal.